past of the past. What's in here? Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Golf, Mario Party. These are all classics. Oh my god, these are all classic games. I need to play all of these. There's Mario Tennis, Mario.
What are you doing?
Get out!
Why are you in my closet?
Get out!
Is that my Indiana Jones hat?
Get.
Give me the hat back.
No!
Give me my hat back.
I'm just making it.
Give me the hat back!
There are a lot of classic and retro games that are known among the gaming community by a lot of people, okay? You got Zelda, you got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Party, right? We've all heard about these. There are some lesser known games from back in these eras that people just kind of forgotten about because they just weren't as relevant. And I have acquired them due to the younger brother active games, which basically says that I get all the games as my older brother to move out of the house. Now, they didn't get a say in this, but I'm pretty sure they agreed to it at some point. I inherited them. And the point of this video was I was going to go through this big ass collection I have and find some of the lesser known ones, but also some of the diamonds that we all know and love, just to show you guys my first impression of them, because I didn't play these growing up. I'm only 21. And I just had to play and try all of them, and oh boy did I find some weird lesser known games. Just wait till you motherfuckers see Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with the bongos. It might not be one of the most lesser known ones, but I was so surprised to see that it still worked and was functional. If any of my older brothers see this since they watch my channel, no you didn't. Okay, let's go get started. We're gonna start off with Diddy Kong Racing, and this one is not a small game, but it also wasn't the biggest. It was obviously very inspired by Mario Kart, and I had thought that I had never played it. This was a game made by Rare Software. They made, you know, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, and then Banjo-Kazooie's Grunty's Revenge. It's Banjo 3 did not make the cut. There was a lot of really cool factors about this game that I appreciated, like all of the characters being from Rare Software's games, such as Conker and Banjo-Kazooie, and this random demonic chicken guy that looks at you like he's insane. All of the characters look like they've just committed a terrible crime. That mouse, that face, is the face of a mouse that just killed her husband and hid the money, and got away with it. Once I got past this point, I realized something though. All of these old consoles I had and all of these old games had my older brother's saves on them. And there was no way that I was deleting them. I just couldn't do it. It was a part of history and a time capsule that I didn't want to ruin. And I know that they're most likely never going to get played again, but that's not even the point. The point is that at some point, the younger version of my older brothers played this, and I can't get rid of it. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get some races in. When you load into Diddy Kong Racing, it opens to a hub world, which you choose which world to race in. And there are challenges you have to do to progress and unlock more racetracks. So I saw one of the open ones was Fossil Canyon in the Dino Land, and decided to go with that one first. So we're in Fossil Canyon, and right off the bat, it is very similar to Mario Kart. It did have some really cool characteristics that separated it as its own game, and I'll get into those later. But whenever you're doing one of these races where it's just the basic kart races, it's very similar. Instead of rotating item boxes like you have in Mario Kart, you have balloons that will give you random items, and it's usually either an oil spill or a missile. It's funny playing as Conker and just watching this little squirrel shoot a missile at someone and explode them. The track also has speed boost, very similar to Mario Kart. You can drive over to gain a little, speed boost. And I will say, for this game being how old it actually is, the karts handle exceedingly well. Like, the drifting mechanics work great. In fact, I was in the hub world drifting in a circle for a solid 5 minutes because it just felt nice. Of course, I had to play Conker and demolish the competition. Okay, maybe not demolish, but we tried our best. We'll do better on the next race, I promise. This was a warm-up one, doesn't count. They don't even know what's coming to them. After this, I decided to go on the racetrack Hot Top Volcano, and this is whenever I realized that I had played this game before, but it was Diddy Kong DS. I had this old DS with this yellow rubber Nerf case, and I think on that I played Diddy Kong Racing. Specifically, I played this map. What makes Diddy Kong Racing very different from Mario Kart is these races where you have an entirely different kind of vehicle. You can either do a kart race, a plane race, or a boat race, and well, this one's a plane one. The plane races are very similar to the kart races, but it's a little more difficult to control because you have a whole nother dimension to worry about. I was consistently running into the fucking wall in the lava, but I kind of locked in and managed to get first. Also, the controls were inverted, but that didn't stop me. Conker got first. I think the plane races were always my favorite back in the day whenever I played this on DS, and I unlocked that memory. I remember playing this specific map over and over again. And whenever I got to the next race, which was Pirate Lagoon, I realized why I never played the boat races, because they fucking suck. The boats were very difficult to control. You would go to turn and your character would be not turning at all, and then he would go 180 degrees and flip the boat around. Maybe I'm just terrible, but it was so ungodly difficult to control for me, and I'm sure if I spent more time with it, I would have gotten used to it. But as I wanted to run through these games pretty quick, I just got a couple of races in. I'm not sure I was cut out for this, but goddammit, I did try my hardest, and I got 5th, which while I was playing it as Diddy Kong. All right, it's a bad Diddy. Well, I guess there's actually worse ones, but overall, this game was very fun. Of course, I gotta play Mario Tennis. I just have never played the original, and seeing it be the very first in the series, I just wanted to play it. I played the newer ones on the Switch, and I love the new Mario Tennis to death, so I had to try the old ones. And as soon as I booted up, oh my god, the opening cutscene is so hard. Luigi is my main guy, and look at that stare he's giving Mario. You took a spotlight away from me, Mario. You were always the main one, Mario. Whenever I went back to this one, I expected it to be very similar, but it had some things I actually really appreciated. Number one was none of the characters had those dumbass power-ups they have in the new ones. I don't like the power-ups in the new Mario games, and this is also true for Mario Golf. The old Mario Golf on the N64 does not have power-ups. I swear to fucking God, every time I play against Waluigi on the new Mario Golf, he uses his power-up called the Slim Stinger, and I don't want that anywhere near me. I don't want Waluigi's Slim Stinger coming at me. And it handles so well. It just feels so crisp. I don't know what they did with the N64 controllers, but go back to it, because all these games are so fucking good. When you play, you can pick between a multitude of characters, all having different attributes. There's basic characters like Mario and Luigi, who are just all-arounders and have pretty evenly out stats for, you know, the basic guy. I'm a basic guy, I play Luigi. The girl characters or smaller characters will have the technique ability, meaning they can curve the ball better and have better handling with the ball. The bigger characters like Donkey Kong and Bowser, of course, have power where they just hit it really fucking hard. And then the smaller characters like Baby Mario and Yoshi and Baby Luigi, they have speed. They're really quick. And then there's Boo, who their ability is to be tricky, which if it's like the new Mario Tennis, which I'm going to show you a clip, they curve the fucking ball like my mood swings. The gameplay felt incredibly crisp, and the sound effects of the ball hitting was just, it's like a dopamine hit every time you hear it. And I genuinely believe that this game in particular slaps in a different way the new one does. If you have an N64 and you have friends, do yourself a favor, go get some beer and then turn on Mario Tennis and just play it for 2 hours and chug as many beers as you can. It just feels more raw, like I'm playing something that was made back whenever developers didn't know what they were doing and just did shit to do shit and see if it worked. And me and my girlfriend played this together, and so I didn't try too hard to beat her.
Alright, I'm gonna try and teach you to play the game first, right? Like I
Get fucking shit on!
I'm so sorry.
This one made me wonder what it was like whenever my brothers were playing this game, and if you're older than I am, I know I don't look 21, but I swear to God I am. I get so many fucking comments from you guys saying I'm like 25. Just tell me how it was playing with your friends or your siblings on Mario Tennis or Mario Golf or fucking Mario Kart, Diddy Kong single player, never mind. Tell me what it was like to go through this game and experience it raw for the first time. Because now, yes, we have online games, but whenever I played Mario Tennis with my buddy and my girlfriend, it just felt different. The whole entire atmosphere just felt more cohesive and closer. I just wonder how many nights my brother spent trash talking and fighting over this game and having a wonderful time. Still a fantastic game. I didn't expect anything different. Being able to play this one made me really happy. Moving on to the Dreamcast now. Oh my god, I had never heard about this game, and then I told my brothers that I was making this video, and they pulled out this random ass Dreamcast game called Power Stone. And when I booted it up, and my brother showed me the main menu, I knew I had found a gem. It's a 3D fighting game where you have this crazy cast of characters. Like you have Falcon, you have Ayami, who is this basically animated small girl. You have Gunrock, who's this big jack dude. There's just, look at the character cast. They're all super cool. My favorite one is probably Falcon. I also like Jack because he's creepy. But every single character can utilize the environment in so many ways. You can pick up the environment and throw it at your fucking teammate. You can spin off of these random poles and jump. You can jump on the wall and then jump off of it. And then these gems will drop throughout the fight, and there's 3 different gems of 3 distinct colors. And if you collect all of them, your character does this crazy ass superpower, like power up. And one of them is literally a Super Saiyan. One of them turns into a Power Ranger. One of them gets like turns into a fucking rock. They all have these cool ass power-ups. Ayami turns into a flying fairy. And there's so many different stages that go for each character. And upon looking it up, there are more characters I'm showing here. But I think you have to unlock them, and I don't think I can because I'm playing the Dreamcast version, and I think the ones with the extra characters that you can unlock is for the PSP, and it was released in 2006. I did not play a lot on the PSP, I have to admit. But it's a lot of fun just to grab furniture, random stuff around the environment, and beat the shit out of someone until you get your power up and win the round. It is so much fun and engaging, and it took a very large step away from the traditional 2D fighting that was mostly traversed at the time. A game like this wasn't more common than Street Fighter or Tekken or Mortal Kombat or any of those mainstream 2D games. So I respect it for wanting to be different. If you haven't played Power Stone, just go look up gameplay. It's so fucking cool. Overall, wonderful game. Go play it if you haven't. The next one is Dave Mirra's BMX, which I found on a whim because I think I had a memory of playing this one when I was very young, but I don't remember it looking like this. Dave Mirra's BMX is fucking incredible, and I can very obviously see that it was made to be a competitor with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I mean, instead of Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters, it's Dave Mirra's BMX. It is pretty much exactly the same, but BMX, and it fucking slaps. You see, me and my best friend found this one night, and we were just playing, and we realized it had the 2-minute run mode, like Tony Hawk, and there's a 2-player mode where you could take turns, and whoever got the better run would then take the name at the top of the scoreboard because it was an older game. And upon seeing the scoreboard, it was all my older brother. It was just his name over and over and over again, and I texted him asking how long these records had been here, and he said 25 years. So me and my best friend drank about 10 Bud Lights each and tried to beat it, and we did. Now, we didn't erase it, but I just sent him a picture of the fact that I did enter in his name again. I wrote his name again because I'm not going to take it from him, and then took it at the top of the list. But I did it under his name for him. But doing these 10-minute runs, or doing these 2-minute runs over and over and over again were so much fun. The soundtrack is straight out of the early 2000s. It was the same like 8 songs over and over again. And there's a bunch of different characters to pick from, and some of them were funny, like the Slim Jim guy. But obviously the best one in the game is Dave Mirra because the game's after him, and there's like a secret bike you can get from him that makes you go super high and super quick. So use that. There was a bunch of different maps to choose from, but this one was the best, which is Woodward, which is a real actual skate camp that was very popular in the 90s and still is. I've always wanted to go there, truthfully. Overall, just an absolute gem that I was so excited to play. If my best friend's watching this, I still got the top of the leaderboard, buddy. But to give you an idea of how many people you could play, there was Dave Mirra, Ryan Nyquist, Joey Garcia, Kenan Harkin, Leigh Ramsdale, Chad Kagi, Mike Laird, Troy McMurray, Tim Mirra, Sean Buffer. There's an Amish boy apparently, which I didn't see, and then the Slim Jim guy who has the coolest fucking haircut I've ever seen. Just, you can't play this game and not feel like you've been transported back in time. It's so hard. Absolute wonderful game. I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I got to play it, especially with my friend late one night. And if you haven't played it, you should try to get a hold of it. It was a genuine. I think it's one of my favorites on this entire list. On to the next Dreamcast game. Gauntlet Legends. Gauntlet Legends was a odd game because I had never heard of it, and me and my friend found it by accident. And then we showed it to our brother, and he said, we were like laughing at it because we didn't think it was that great of a game, and he said, play that, it fucking slaps. We played it, and it went so incredibly hard. In Gauntlet Legends, and you pick from 4 different classes to choose from, and it's kind of like a very rough Diablo. You can pick from a warrior, a Valkyrie, a wizard, or an archer, and it's local play. So me and my girlfriend played it, and I played a warrior, I think, and she played a wizard. Did you play a wizard? And among booting it in, you go into a hub world, and you have to go through different world sections and clear all the levels to clear that world from the evil. And you collect food along the way and level up your character. You know what? It's actually closer related to Castle Crashers, but it's in an isometric view instead of 2D. And there's a lot more hidden secrets, like there's keys that you can find to open chests in each level. There's secret mini-bosses that you can defeat for extra rewards. But at the same time, you have to be careful because finding health is kind of hard and you die pretty quick. And I can tell that this game was ported directly from an arcade. This is straight up an arcade port plugged into a Dreamcast disc meant for the Dreamcast, and it's so funny. There's an announcer in between each level that tells you the level you're going to, and there was one where he has this uncomfortably long pause in between saying the 2 words. He's like, welcome to the Dragon's Lair. I'll play the clip. It's so funny.
You are now entering the Dragon's Lair.
But I also wanted to talk about this game because I know that if you're someone who's watching this video, maybe you have played this, and I also want your experience with Gauntlet Legends on if you played it as an arcade, or if you played it on the Dreamcast, or for different ones, because I think there's also like a PS1 version, and there's just different ports for it. But overall, this game is absolutely amazing, and I'm so grateful that we kept all these games. On to the next game, which are on the GameCube. Next up is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which is what I was talking about earlier. Now, I had seen these little pair of bongos in our closet for the longest fucking time. Did not know what they were for. In fact, I'll go get them. Give me a second. Okay, do you see this? This little bongo shit. You see this? 2 barrels? I did not know what that was for the longest time in our closet. And then I found Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and I looked it up and found that it uses those bongos. And I booted it up, plugged in the bongos, and they still worked great. You only play through this entire game using these bongos. And not only do you use these bongos, I was playing, and it gets to a part where it asks you to clap. I stood there for about 30 seconds trying to figure out if you want me to hit them both at the same time, and then I physically clapped, and it registered it, which is, that fucking blew my mind, and it worked every time. It registered every time I clapped expertly, like it never missed it. In order to go right, you just hit the right bongo a bunch of times. In order to fucking interact with the environment, you clap, and there's a bunch of different mini games and neat ways they've utilized how to do it. And this is back whenever Nintendo just started doing a bunch of weird shit, and I miss it. There's this really cool boss fight at the end of the first level where you get into a fucking brawl with the end guy, and I had already played through it, so the footage you're watching is me making my girlfriend play through it, so go thank her in the comments. This was a niche game or a niche concept that I'd never seen before that I wanted to go over, because I thought that this was a rhythm game just based on the controller, and then I booted it up and it was a fully fledged fucking just like game, and it was good. Next game. This is the last game on our list, and it is Super Mario Strikers. I had played the new one, but I didn't really like the new one that much. So I didn't really think I was going to like the old one that much. But oh my god, does the old Super Mario Strikers hit so hard. It's a very simple game. It's like FIFA, but with Mario and power-ups. You can play as any of the main characters from the Mario franchise. I always play Luigi. And my girlfriend played Yoshi. And then you can choose the grunts on your team. And I picked Toad. I think she picked Koopa Troopas. And it's pretty much just FIFA with Mario characters. You have a ball and you pass it around and you try to score on each other's goals, but it's super fast-paced and engaging the entire time. You can tackle each other. And then there's random ass power-ups where you drop Bowser in and or shoot shells out. And there's like running, and it's 4 players, so I did an entire game where it was me and my best friend versus my brother and his girlfriend, and it was so much fun. I just feel like the older Nintendo games in particular on the GameCube and the N64 were just so experimental with what they did and how they approached different things. Nothing was as cookie cutter, and I'm not saying that it's super cookie cutter now. I'm just saying in this era of games, it was far more untraversed and unknown of what they were going to do and what they should do. So you had more weird and odd and fun games like this coming out that had just more passion to it, I feel like. But that does not mean I'm saying the new games are bad at all. I'm just saying this in itself is a time period piece almost. The celebration animations are so fucking cool. If you score a goal as Toad, there's a chance that he'll just spin on his head. If you score as Luigi, he runs and goes, Luigi, Luigi, and it has so much heart. There's a multitude of different courts to play on as well. There was the Palace, there was the Underground, and Pipeline Central. Sorry, I just had to look that up. That was not on the top of my head. My bad, guys. This was probably, again, one of my favorites on this list around Dave Mirra's BMX, which is crazy to say. I feel like that's a sin because I've never heard of Dave Mirra's BMX before this. Another one of the Dreamcast games that I just had to play because my older brother played it so incredibly much growing up was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was a fundamental fighting game back in the day, and my brother made sure to teach me how to play it. In fact, growing up, he taught me the most overpowered team right off the bat. He taught me how to win. I think it's Sentinel, Blackheart, and Iron Man, I want to say. I think that's like the most overpowered team you can do. Of course, I didn't do that on my girlfriend because I didn't want to try too hard. But just the amount of variations, character selection, bomb-ass soundtrack that you have in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is something for it to be remembered by. There's a reason why it keeps getting remastered and released, and I think you can get it on Steam at this very moment and play it. It is a vital fighting game to the history of esports, of fighting games in general. Every time my brother is over, we play this still. My favorite character is, of course, Wolverine. I have a Wolverine obsession right now. I don't know why. I'm probably going to dress up as him for Halloween, so wait for that post. There is a variety of different stages, too, all having an insane amount of character. My favorite one, I don't know the name of it currently, but there was, like, this clown map where you could, like, you're in the middle of a circus, and it was super cool. And it's not like a traditional fighting game in the aspect of where you only have one character. You would pick a team of 3. And whenever you have a team of 3, you can switch between any of the characters at any point and use their supers if you click both the triggers at the same time. And it would do this really cool ass animation. Every character had their own super that would contribute to all of them. Because whenever you did your super, all 3 of your characters would do it at the same time. Or if 2 of them were alive, then 2 of them would do it at the same time. There was also assist. And on top of, or with all 3 of these things combined together, there was a lot of different strategies you could use, from switching out characters to aiding at a certain time, to doing your supers at a certain time, to picking certain characters because of their super, or picking certain characters because they were tankier, like Sentinel's a tanky-ass motherfucker. But Blackheart has an amazing super, and so does Iron Man. And that's why you use them on your team, and Blackheart's also tanky, so there was just a lot of different variation and strategy that went into making your different teams. And on top of all that, there's 3 different variations of each character you can pick and choose what kind of team you want off of that as well. Just an incredibly in-depth game. And it's still a shitload of fun and a shitload of fun to shit talk people on while you're shooting the shit. You're welcome. But I think that's all I really wanted to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had an amazing time making this video and playing through all these games. And if you did